Thank you. Here they come. Hey guys, how you going? Hi Karen, how are you? Jackie, Sushma, how are you? Akat. Hi Mandy. Sorry I'm late guys. Technical problems, as always. Hi Francis, Emma. Guys, tonight's a live mediumship show. So if you have any friends that are interested, please share before I start reading. And we'll get into some live mediumship reads. So tonight I'm not reading with any cards, and there'll be very little banter. I'm just gonna treat you with a mediumship reading. So if you have anyone that might be interested, please share, and of course like the page, and we'll work through it. It's 20 kinds of paper. How's everybody's week? Happy Sunday. Very drained. Okay. What do you want, Ari? Okay, so let me just get my paper organized. We'll get into it. All right, guys, so the way that this is going to work is I'm going to call in a spirit, and I'm going to place that spirit with one of you. So it's nothing to do with who I'm drawn to. It's purely where spirit, who's actually going to come in, if that makes sense. So I can't choose that, so just be with me for a second. I want to talk about a Mary or a Meredith. Okay, Meredith Mary, an older lady, Meredith or Mary. And I feel like this woman may have had burn scar on her face, or may have had burn scars on her hands. But I have to place this Mary or Meredith. So if you can place it. All right, guys, we're doing the mediumship show tonight. So if you can place a Mary or Meredith, I feel like I want to go more with the Meredith, the ME, if that makes sense. Hi, Ree, how are you? So I have to place that with a lady, and I feel like there's a burn connection with her. It's not very often that we actually see burns with people that actually pass over, so it's a rarity. So I know this one's really specific, and I have to talk about a Mary or a Meredith, and I also want to talk about a Ronald as well, and I feel like they're connected. Okay, Meredith, Ronald, connected. So can somebody place this with burns, like a burn victim? May not have passed from actual burns, but would have had burn scarring, and it would have been something that you would have noticed on her, if that makes sense. I need you to respond when you know, guys, pretty quickly, because otherwise we're dragging it out. So I have to talk about, I'm just going to keep repeating the information until somebody places her, okay? I've got a Mary or a Meredith. I feel like I have to go to the Meredith, though, but for some reason I'm getting the Mary as well. And I know that there's a Ronald connected to them, and I know that there's Burns connected to it as well. So I have to place that also. I also am seeing the letter R connected to a place, okay? The letter R connected to a place. So this is maybe where she was born, or where she comes from, where she was buried perhaps, but I have to talk about R, the letter R, and a place name that starts with the letter R. Okay, so I know that somebody owns this woman, and I have to place that. She's only little. She's not a big woman, and I do feel like she had either she had her hair set or there was a slight curl to her hair, a natural curl to her hair. And I know that she would have been a brunette in her day. And I also know that she would be now probably around the age of 102 to 104. That's the age that I want to put her now. But I know she's passed over. Melissa Collins, awesome. Okay, thanks. Okay, Mel, I'm gonna go with you. And can you place the can you place the Meredith Mel as well, or the ME? Because the burns were quite specific, and I feel like there would have been stories around the burns as well. And I'm getting something with her stomach too, so I know that you know she may have had a stomach condition. She may have passed with bowel cancer or some sort of abdominal something. Hi, Sugar Mama. How are you? Melissa, Melissa Collins, can you place the Mary or the Meredith with this lady as well? Okay, you've got the other two connections and the Ronnie or the Ronald. She did have half her stomach. Ah, she had half her stomach removed. Okay, awesome, Mel. I feel like I'm with her. I feel like I'm with you. And I want you to pay attention to the names that she's actually given me. Okay, because I feel like there's a Mary or a Meredith that is either with her in spirit or she's wanting to let somebody know that Meredith or Mary or Meredith. I feel like you have an Auntie Mary. Okay, all right. And I feel like go back, Mel, check out the family tree because there's a Meredith there as well. And I just have to reach out and add these names. This is who she's wanting to talk about. I'm being shown a ring with her also, and she's pointed to the ring. And I feel like I want to say, be wary of the stone. Okay, so I'm not quite sure whether a stone's fallen out or a stone's been lost or stone's loose. But I feel like this is to place with a stone that's, I know I'm going to say a stone that's living, but a stone that somebody has on their finger now. And I don't feel it's a diamond, Mel. I feel like it's like an emerald or something along those lines. I feel like it's more of one of the precious stones, not necessarily a diamond, if that makes sense. So just hold on to that one. I also have to talk about somebody that had a brain tumor or relevant to a brain because I've got a brain mass. And I feel like that would have stopped me talking as well. So I have to place it, and I feel like it's with a man. Okay, so I know that it's with a guy, and I feel like that I did want to connect to a Ronald or a Ron or Don or something along those lines. ON, I have to place there as well. But I have to bring in that something to do with the brain as well. And I know it's not an aneurysm, and I know it's definitely not a stroke. So I don't know what it is with the brain, but I feel like I feel like that's something that's coming through, if that makes sense. And it's quite strong. And so I have to pass that across to you as well. So I don't know whether somebody's been suffering headaches or somebody's living with really bad headaches or passed over from a brain related tumor or something. Your grandfather, okay. And he had something with his brain, Mel, like a brain cancer or something like that. Would that make sense? Is this okay? So he had a brain tumor. Okay, all right. So I definitely have them that are with me at the present time, and I feel like I want to put balloons in the air, and I feel like I want to celebrate. So I know that there's a celebration coming up, and I don't know whether it's their anniversary or an anniversary they want to acknowledge anyway, but I feel like I have to celebrate something, and they want to be there as well. So I feel like there's an anniversary coming up, either a wedding, an engagement, something along those lines. But I'm seeing the word celebration. I want to talk about celebrating and celebrations, if that makes sense. I also have to acknowledge too with them somebody that may have had a slight speech impediment also, and I feel like this was a male, and it might have been like an uncle or somebody like that. But I feel like I have a slight speech impediment. Like I don't know whether it's a stutter or a pause or something along those lines, but I'm I feel as if I'm just that little bit slower in some way. And I don't know whether it's due to a virus or something like that I had when I was a kid, but I feel like I had something and it caused me to actually slow down. And I feel like it's connected with the male. If I've moved on, then let me know, because I feel like there's a possibility that I have another spirit coming in here as well. But I feel like I'm still connected to you guys, and I have to acknowledge that grandma, grandpa here, and we've got all of those details about the burns and the cancer and the brain cancer as well coming in. And I also have to acknowledge too that there's something to do with a speech problem or a speech impairment or something along those lines. So I don't know whether you can place that, Melissa. But just let me know if that's coming through. Your grandparents are wanting to come in and adjust, wanting to pull you back into alignment, is what they're actually saying, pulling you back into alignment. And I feel like you've strayed off path, if that makes sense. I feel like you've strayed off path, or you've stopped believing or stopped achieving or something along those lines. And I'm just feeling as if they're wanting to bring you back into alignment. It's almost like you've strayed from purpose, strayed from the true person, the person that you're supposed to be. And they're just acknowledging that. I also have to talk about dirty water. Okay, that's what they're talking about, dirty water. So I don't know whether somewhere around your house there's dirty water. I don't know if it's a pool that's not cleaned, or if there's like buckets of water or something along those lines, but they're saying it's dirty energy, it's dirty water. And I feel as if I needed to bring in the feng shui here of emptying out dirty water, emptying out dirty buckets, stagnation, and that's what they're telling me. It's like you've paused, you've stopped, you've stopped moving, you've stopped being motivated, if that makes sense. And so they're just wanting to say, it's time that you actually empty out this sort of stuff. If you hang on to emotions for too long, they become stagnated as well. So it could also be a relevance to the spiritual side of things. But I still feel like there's dirty water that needs to be emptied out, or there's something in like in the backyard that's like a puddle of water, or there's a pipe that needs to be fixed, or something along those lines. So I have to just acknowledge that, if that makes sense. So I'm going to leave it there for you. Just know that you've got both grandparents with you, and they're very strong spirits. Okay, and if you do wish to get further information, please book in for a reading. I'll be able to bring them forward for you and give you a little bit more time with them. But tonight I'm going to be fast as I can, so that I can get to as many people as I can. So I'm going to leave them with you, with lots of love, letting you know that they're right there with you, and you need to come back into alignment because you've strayed a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to leave that there. Let's see who else we can get. I can see all your messages, guys, but I'm not going to answer them while I'm reading. Okay, but I am looking at them. Yeah, you have to empty it. Okay, all right. Okay, I've got another guy here, guys, and I feel like it's an Arthur or an Archer, Arthur or Archer. And I don't know whether he played archery or what's going on there, but I feel like it's an Arthur or an Archer. Okay, that's what I have to talk about. And this person would have passed with a heart-related condition. Okay, would have passed with a heart-related condition. And I feel like also too that there might have been something to the side of the head. I don't know whether he had a scar on the side of his head or something happened on the side of his head, but I have to acknowledge that as well. So can anybody place an Arthur or an Archer? Okay, I've got an Arthur or an Archer, and I can see the scar up his chest, so I know that it's either heart related or there was an autopsy. And I feel as if I want to go to heart on this one. I do. I do want to, just acknowledge that. Can anybody place an Arthur or an Archer, please? Arthur or Archer. He's an older gentleman. He's wearing like a hat. Would have loved reading the newspapers. I feel like I watched the horses as well. Okay, so I feel like I watched the horse races. I watched some horse races today, and I feel like that's I feel like that he's watching horses or watching horse races. And I've got the newspaper in front of me. Very, very basic kind of guy. No frills, didn't like any fancy food, just sort of like, his basic meals. He's got a very rural energy about him as well. So, and I feel like either the Archer's the surname or it's an Arthur. Could have been his second name. Come on, guys, place him. Place him. And I also have to place. I'm going to place him with a person that hit their fingernail that hit their finger with a hammer this week or last week. I feel like there's a dark nail connected to this as well. Like a. I'm going to place him. Arthur and Archer, and older gentleman, very basic, no fuss, no frills. Would have dressed up if he had to. Wasn't shy, very respectable. Looked after his shoes. I feel like he was like kind of thin in the face. I don't feel like he's a large guy. I feel like he's quite elongated and square in the jaw. And I do feel like he would have had a decent beard had he grown it. So he was one of those guys that had a proper beard. Can anybody place him, Arthur or Archer? And somebody hit their fingernail this week. Who hit their fingernail? Who can connect to somebody that's hit their nail this week or has a black fingernail, black thumbnail, black fingernail? I feel this gentleman would have fallen over and may have a hip or a knee injury. Come on, guys. If you can't place him, I'm going to put him to the side. There's an August connection to him as well. Okay, so there's an August connection to him. And I feel also too, I have to talk about the stonemasons of the Masonic Lodge. Can anybody place this guy? We've got Arthur and Archer here. I feel like he's fallen over. There's an August connection. There's a connection to the Masonic Lodge. And I also feel that he may have had a heart condition also. And he's wanting to connect to somebody that had like a black fingernail or has hit their hand on something this week. But I know that somebody has got him. Can anybody place him? Guys, I'm doing the mediumship show and I've got a spirit with me at the moment and I can see you all commenting on my hair. Thank you. But I just want to talk about this guy. Lisa Marie. Let me have a look here. So you had a father-in-law who passed away 2 years ago. He had a heart surgery, but his name is Leonard. His son hurt himself this week around the hand. Can you place an August connection, Lisa, with this gentleman? There's an August connection. Okay. All right. I'm just going to pause. I'm going to move him to the side for the minute. I know that somebody will have him. I'm just going to move him to the side and just hold him there so that we can move him on. Lisa, I don't feel I'm exactly with you, okay? I feel like the name is really relevant, the Arthur or the Archer. It's like an A initial, and I have to go with what I'm actually being given on this one. So I need more information to convince me that that's where I am, and I'm just not getting it at the moment. So I'm just going to pause him and see what else we can actually get. It's actually coming forward, okay? Okay. Okay, guys, I'm seeing somebody that had hey, how are you? Did you survive your first week, Caroline? Oh my God. I hope so. Aldo. No. No, not Aldo. All right. Okay. I'm gonna go pick up another one. I'm just gonna hold that one to the side. So I'm gonna come back to him, okay? But I have to talk about somebody that's that's had brain surgery. Okay, this person, I don't feel as if I have a person that had brain surgery, but they want to connect to somebody that had brain surgery, and I feel as if this person has got a decent scar on their head, and I don't know whether they've had an aneurysm clipped or something along those lines. Oh my God, you're exhausted. But I have to say that. Jason, you've got a friend that has had brain surgery with a decent scar. I feel like it's on this side of the head, the right side. Okay, and I feel like I don't know whether it's an aneurysm that's been clipped or something along those lines, but they've survived it, if that makes sense. But I feel like I've got a female in spirit that's wanting to connect to somebody that's had a brain surgery. Okay. All right. And Jason, would it make sense that her mother's in spirit? Would that make sense? I've got a lady in spirit here, and I feel like there's an E connection here. So I don't know whether it's an Ellie or an Ellie or Elma, or I don't think it's Elizabeth. It's an unusual E name. Or it's a nickname that she would have got called from a shortened name, if that makes sense. So I just have to hold that anyway. Jason, if it's your friend, then you're not going to know much information about it, are you? Other than she's actually got a scar on her head. Maybe get her to contact me, but if it's come up anyway, and I'll pull that through in a private reading. So yeah, all right. I'm just gonna see what else we've got, just to make sure that it's not with somebody else that's here. So I feel like I've got a lady here, and she wants to connect to somebody with a scar on their head. Okay, I feel like I want to come to the right hand side, and I feel it's an aneurysm or something like that they've either had pinned or worked on. Your stepmom's name is Elma. Okay. Maria, what was the other part of your message? Where's the connection to the brain surgery? Your stepmom's name is Elma, and the brain, and you can place the brain with somebody living, the brain clipping or something to do with that. Does that make sense? Because I feel like my ears are pricked up with you. And And I'm seeing a connection with real estate as well. So moving real estate is connected to this also. Okay, so I don't know whether somebody's moving real estate or buying or selling real estate, but I have to talk about real estate, or her house has been sold. Okay, something along that. She died of an aneurysm. Was it clipped though? Is there somebody else in the family that has a clip or an aneurysm? Because I'm being shown the scar. Okay. Yeah, no, Robertina, it's not it. She died from an aneurysm. Okay. Mariah, can you place whether or not there's a property connection here? Has her house been sold recently, or is there talk or something along a house being sold or connected to real estate, buying or selling, something along those lines? And I have to place a son still living as well with the an M initial. A son with the M initial is really my sister's daughter just sold her house on Thursday. Okay, and is there a boy, would this auntie have a son with an M initial, like a Mike, Mark, Matthew, an M? She sold her house and bought a property. Okay, and this will be her property. And the M connection with the male. My uncle's Michael. And is this your aunt's husband? I have to talk about lungs. I have to talk about lungs with her as well. So, but I feel like it's with somebody living. I don't know whether somebody living has been having trouble breathing, or if they've Michael is my grandmother's son. Ah, yeah, okay, perfect. Michael is my grandmother's son. The son is Jake. All right, so I'm going to run through it again, guys. Okay, I've got a lady here that's talking about an aneurysm, and I feel like would have been a scar connection, quite a big scar connection. And I know that Mariah, you're talking about, having brain surgery, but I feel like there might be a little bit more information with this, because this lady's talking about a son with an M connection. Mariah, what can you place for me, please? Because there might be two spirits here that's sitting here. So I have to talk about the lady. Who's got the lady with Elma or the EL connection? Before this gets messy, because spirit does this sometimes. I'm going to tell you what I've got, guys, and I want you to tell me what you have. I feel like I've got an EL connection. Her name may have been shortened, or it may have been Elma or Elsa or Ellie or something along those lines. There's an August connection as well, okay? And I also feel like I need to connect to a son with the M initial, okay? She was really specific about that, a son with the M initial. I can't breathe, so I don't know what it is with the lungs or what's going on with the lungs, but I feel like she's reaching out to somebody that's having lung problems, or has had lung problems, or had a cold or flu, or something to do with the chest, if that makes sense. So I have to place that as well. And okay, so Mariah, you've got Elma, okay, and you've got the aneurysm, okay, but you can't place the M initial with the sun. Hmm. And the property, selling of her property. I think I've got two here for you guys. All right, I've got two. I have to acknowledge two spirits here for you both. All right, Mariah Graham. I'm just gonna pull this apart and go this way. So Mariah, I've got spirit here. I feel like I have Alma in spirit. And I have to connect to the aneurysm, and I feel like that would have been quite significant, if that makes sense. I also feel too that this lady was maybe 60s, mid 60s. I feel like I want to place her mid 60s. And I feel like I suffered incredible headaches prior to my passing. This is just the information that she's given me. And I also have to connect to August as well. All right. So I know that the August connection is with you as well. I'm seeing a connection to, and I want to say, an engagement or an anniversary or something along those lines. And I just want to acknowledge that that's coming in also. All right, Mariah, I'm going to come to Mariah Carreri. I'm going to come to you in a little bit minute, but I'm going to stick with Mariah Graham for the moment because I'm just going to pause it there. So I have to talk about that as well. And of course, the property being sold, she wants to acknowledge that. She does have a little fluffy dog with her. Mariah Alma has a little fluffy dog. And I feel like this dog would have been a decent age. Okay, so I know that it would have been something that either was the family dog or she had it when she was a child. Okay, I'm seeing an R connection too, so I don't know whether there's a Rita or a Ruby or something along a name like that, like a shorter name like Rita, Ruby, Rachel, something like that. I feel like there's a sister in spirit with her. There's an older sister with spirit in with her. Okay, I have to acknowledge that. And I also, she's talking about handwriting, and I have to acknowledge that her handwriting would have been viewed this week. So I feel like somebody would have either looked at her handwriting or seen her handwriting, and because she's showing me she's actually writing down, and I feel like I'm looking at her handwriting. And place that. Okay, your little dog died in March. Okay. Just bear with me, guys. Okay, I'm trying to get through these spirits as quick as I can. All right, Mariah, I feel like I do have your auntie. Okay, I've got enough information to be confident that that's who I actually have, and she does have your little dog, or she has a little dog with her. She's also wanting to talk about the real estate and that connection there. There's a new job opportunity coming up, and she wants you to consider it carefully. Okay, consider it carefully. And as she's showing me her handwriting, I'm feeling as if I want to be careful what I'm signing my name to, if that makes sense. So I don't know whether you're going to be given a new contract or there's something relative to work, and she's just saying, please consider it carefully. She wants the family to know that she's fine and in a better place is the word she's actually using. And she's saying she's with mother. Okay, so I know that she's with her mum in spirit. You'll have to chase up one down on the family tree, but I want to place an R initial connected there. And I don't know whether it's a ruby or if there's a ruby ring maybe connected to her, but I feel like I want to talk about ruby, and it's like a name Rose or something like that as well, an R connection. And I have to place that there too. She is a little bit she's a little bit muddled in the mind also, so I that's just the brain damage that's coming through, so she is a little bit harder for me to understand, but that's how she would have been had she have lived through what she actually through, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to pass her over now. She's given you the message, and I do feel it's relative to a work-related opportunity that's coming up. She wants you to consider it carefully, and she just wants to pass on messages to the family that she's fine and that she's in a better place. So Mariah, I'm going to leave that there with you, and I'm going to pick up this one here. Sonia, how are you, sweetheart? You got your computer working yet? Do you know what? It has nothing to do with the football, you lot. I just felt like I wanted to wear purple today. uh, all right. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. All right. Maria, so I do have to place a lot of that information with you as well, because it got to a certain point and then it actually sort of split off, and that way I knew that I had two spirits. And so I know that the information is going to place on one side, but I know that it's also going to place with you as well. So all of that information is really relevant, and I still feel as if I have a female in spirit, but she's with a male as well. So I have a male and a female in spirit, and I feel as if they would have passed across close together is what I want to say, close together. So I don't know whether grandma and grandpa passed across quite close together, one after the other. But I feel like I've lost two within a short amount of time. That's what I'm actually looking at. I've lost two within a short amount of time. So you're saying that mum and her brother Michael are both in the same nursing home, and your mum's name is Rosa. I've got Ariana trying to get up here. What are you doing? Honey, can you come and get her? Okay, let me just have a look for a second. I was going to say, can you go and get her? Sorry, Ariana, trying to crash in. Not a day to crash in. I don't want to crash in the banters when I'm reading with cards, but spirit, she's trying to like lick the top of the computer and everything else. But anyway, Maria, okay, you've got your mum and your brother in a nursing home, and her brother is Michael, okay? She's having breathing problems, which we picked up a little bit earlier. She had it in, and who had the aneurysm in? Had an aneurysm. What does that mean, Maria? Okay. Anyway, mum had her aneurysm coiled, and there's 130 coils in her lung to correct blood flow. Wow, that's incredible. She's still going. She's a strong one. Oh, your stepmom. Okay, all right. Oh, awesome. Okay. Aneurysms. Wow, that's incredible. Okay, all right. So I've got your grandmother in spirit, or Alma lady. Wait a minute, I'm trying to figure out who I've got now. Okay, don't throw too much information at me, guys. I need you to just confirm it if I pass it across, because it does get a little bit confusing. So I need to go not with what you're actually giving me. I need you to go with just to confirm what spirit's passing across, if that makes sense, because otherwise the information becomes too hard for me to decipher, and I get tangled up in it. It's a little bit harder over the computer than it is face to face in a platform show. So yeah, if you can just confirm what spirit is saying, or if you can place it, that would be amazing for me. Okay, so I know that I need to place the aneurysm. I know that I need to place the names, of course, and this and the son called Michael. Okay, that was really specific. The son called Michael, and I also have to place two people that passed very close together in the family. So I don't know whether it was a grandma and a grandpa that passed, or an auntie and a grandma that passed, but I have to place in the family too, Maria, if you can place two people that passed relatively close together, if that makes sense, because I feel like that actually happened. They were close together. I'm also seeing what it is. It's roses. So I don't know whether there's a rose or a rosa or that connection as well, like the rose connection with you also. I know the information is being put earlier on, but I can't see it at the minute, and I don't want to scroll back up because I want to continue this link. But I have to talk about a rose or a rosa because they show me flowers, okay? So I have to place that. I also feel as if my hands are really sore, so I don't know whether she had, the lady that's passed over had like an arthritis in her hands, or a rheumatism or something along those lines. But I have to place that also. I still feel as if I get headaches too. Okay, so the person that I'm trying to connect to, I still feel that they get headaches as a result of that aneurysm being clipped. And I feel the pressure in my head that's sitting there. I have to talk about a move interstate as well, okay? I have to talk about a move interstate. Maria Graham, I've actually already passed the information across for you. So if you want any further information, you'll need to go, like, we've just put up there, you need to go back and have a look at it, or please book in for a private reading. But I'm working with Maria at the moment, and I feel like I need to stay with her for the present. And I have to talk about I'm moving interstate, Maria. I don't know where you're moving, or whether this person moved interstate, but I feel like I'm moving, if that makes sense. I'm moving somewhere. And I have to acknowledge that as well, because I can see the number plates being changed on a car. So it could be also relative to a car being purchased interstate, and number plates being changed over. But I have to talk about that as well. Who can place that? Professor, can you talk to Sonia, please? Come on, guys. I know that there's somebody there. Okay, I need this information placed. I can't just pause and stay here waiting. I don't know if there's a lag in the computer. Can everybody read my messages and get, is it okay? The connection okay? I'm not seeing any of your messages come through. I have to talk about a move. So I don't know whether the woman that I've got was actually born in one place but lived in another place. I feel like there's a transition there. And I also have to talk about twins as well. I have to place twins. I'm seeing two, so I don't know whether it's Gemini, whether they were born in June, but I have to place that as well with this lady, okay? So I've got a lady in spirit. I know that there's an aneurysm connection here. I know that there's a Rosa name, or Rose name, because I'm being shown the roses as well. It's not the plant, okay? It's not the plant. It's the essence of the flowers is what I'm actually seeing. So I have to place that. I also feel like there's like something with the hands with this lady as well. So I don't know whether she's had like arthritis or something along those lines, but I feel like I have to I have to, like my hands hurt. I want to rub my hands, if that makes sense. So I have to acknowledge that as well with this lady. I feel like there's something with her hands. They're a little bit stiff. I'm being shown a walking stick with a male connected to her as well. So I know that there's a male over with her. He's wearing a hat. He's wearing a jacket and pants. I feel like his pants are a little bit big for him. So I know that he faded away a little bit. So this gentleman would have passed with cancer-related illness, okay? Because I feel like I lost weight, if that makes sense. Okay, so Rosa has rheumatoid arthritis. I'm definitely with you, Maria, because she's showing me the pain in her hands, okay? You know, the spirit shows you things that they know, and so I have to talk about that. Not yet is the message that I'm getting, Maria, for your mother. Not yet. The time's not yet. So I know that I have this lady in spirit, and she's telling me it's not your mother's time at the moment. Even though she's suffering, even though she's not well, you know, it's not her time just yet. Things aren't finished, okay? That's what I'm being told. Things aren't finished. And I feel as if your mother would talk about this. I'm not finished yet. There are things that need to be done. I'm also hearing music around this lady too. So I feel like music was really important, okay? And I have to acknowledge music with her also as well. And I've got the little gentleman, and you know, he's quite a fighter though. I feel as if there's an Italian connection with him as well. So I want to place Italy with him. I feel like he's an Italian man, or has Italian in his bloodline, in his family lineage, because that's what he looks like, a little Italian man. He's quite fiery as well. Very, very sure of his status, if that makes sense. He's very sure of you know, who he is, and he's very sure of confident is the word I want to put him. Okay. So Maria, can you place that, please? Just an Italian connection with a gentleman. He's got a hat on. He's only little, but he's got a little bit of attitude with him. You feel like this is your grandfather. He's only small. He's clean shaven, and has, you know, an olive complexion, but he's definitely, there's an Italian connection there. Okay. And I feel as if he would have passed with a cancer-related illness, okay? I feel like I have to go. He's showing me his pants are falling off, so I know that he lost a fair bit of weight at the time of his passing. But I don't want to spend too much time on this, Maria. So I know that I've got grandparents over here, and I know that your family are very strong at yeah, there you go. Your nonna always wore a hat and had a walking stick. Yeah, very, very proud man, and you know, very, very strong in the way he's actually coming forward. And he's coming forward with, is it Elma that's in spirit? Is that her name? But they're talking about Rosa, and they're just saying that it's not time yet. It's not her time yet. And they're just wanting you to know that, because they can see the worry written across your face, and they're saying, you know, you've got so much to deal with as it is. They're also talking about somebody that's trying to get into a course, or somebody applying for university, and they're just going to say, just have faith and keep trying, because it will happen. Okay. And I feel like that's being passed across to a younger person, if that makes sense. So I don't know whether it's a grandchild or a great grandchild, but I feel like it's with a male as well. And I'm trying to get into a course, and they're just saying, you know, just have faith that you will get there. You will be able to move forward as well. I'm also being shown a connection to gold, and I don't know what the connection is. I don't know whether there's a gold coin or something connected to gold there, but I have to place that across as well, Maria. And I feel like it's a gold coin, or something like a gold coin as well. And they're also showing me, and I know this sounds really weird, the only way I can say it is Jesus on the bench. And I feel like there's a crucifix sitting on a table, or sitting on a bench, or somewhere, but it's like a it's just sitting on something, and they're just saying, you know, remember the faith. It's not just an ornament. That's the message that they're passing across. So Marie, I'm going to leave it there. you know, as with all my readings, if you want some further information, please book in for a private reading. I'm going to try and get through as many as I can on the banter here tonight. But, you know, as always, there's a lot more details that you can get in a private reading. So if you are interested, please contact us, and we'll organize that for you. Okay, let's see what else we got here for you. That was a bit sticky, guys, because I had 3 different spirits sitting there, and you know, you got to put them apart and find out who belongs to who, and you get different information, and they like, you lot, I got this one, I got this information, just like you're doing here, they're doing on the other side. I've got this, and I've got that, and I've got this, and trying to sort it out who has what can be a little bit sticky at times, but we got there in the end, and I thank you for your patience. Okay, let's have a look who else we have here. I know that you're all asking for some guidance, and you're all looking for your loved ones. So let's just see what else I can get here for you. Okay, all right, guys. I've got somebody, and look. I'm seeing a bowl full of plastic fruit. And that's what they're showing me, a bowl full of plastic fruit. And I know that this bowl would have been on a table or a bench or a side bench or a side table in their house, okay? And I'm just being shown it. It's like it's not a small bowl. It's got like grapes in it, and like a fake banana and a fake apple, and like really 1950s, I guess, is when you would have seen this sort of stuff. Remember my grandma had some of it, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, it's like plastic fruit or fake fruit in a fruit bowl. Hi, Kimber. Love you. Yeah, it's like plastic fruit in a plastic fruit in a fruit bowl. So I have to acknowledge that it's a very dated house that I'm actually looking at, to be honest with you. And I feel like I'm around in the 1950s that people would have been living in this house. That's what I'm actually seeing, because it's just that type of furniture, that type of feel, you know, those colors, if that makes sense. You know, you've got the pink bathrooms and the green bathrooms and the blue bathrooms. Yeah, I think my grandmother had black tiles from memory. Totally funky. Yeah, most grandmas had it. So anyway, I'm seeing the fake fruit that's going on. Let me. I have to talk about a Bruce or Bruce B, a B, Barry, Bruce, somebody like that, Barry or Bruce. Can anybody place a Barry, Barry, Bruce, Barry or Bruce? So I have to talk about Barry or Bruce. Brian. Yeah, they were epic. Barry, Bruce. Okay, so I have to give the name Barry or Bruce, and my grandmother had fruit. My uncle's name was Bruce. Okay, Pam, let's work there. And I also have to talk about a surname being changed, or a name being changed, like by default. Like the name was changed, if that makes sense. So can we place that as well? Like somebody, I have to place the Barry or the Bruce, the plastic fruit, and I feel like I changed my name. Okay. I feel like I changed my name, or I feel like the family name was changed or Saxonized, or the letters were changed, or something along those lines there. But I feel like the names were changed, or something happened with the name as well. So I've got plastic fruit, a Barry or a Bruce name, a B connection with a male, and something to do with the name being changed. That's what I'm being given. I have to place that as well. Candy, I need more information than the name change. I need to place some of the other things with it as well. That's going on. I also have to connect to somebody that's got carpal tunnel or has had carpal tunnel. I'm being shown the wrist on somebody living, and so I have to place that. Hammett's surname. It's a surname that was changed, not first names. Really specific information I'm passing across, guys. So I need specifics, not stabs in the dark here, please. I do feel like I have a gentleman here, and I have to connect with somebody that either had carpal tunnel or he had carpal tunnel, and I feel like there's a Bruce or a Barry connection. And I'm seeing a red car. Okay, a red car. Candy, you keep saying your dad's changed his last name, but I need more information. Can you place the fruit and can you place the name as well, the B name? And I have to connect to somebody that's got like scars on their wrist, carpal tunnel, I feel like I want to say on this one. And it's either with the person that's passed over or somebody living, but I have to acknowledge the carpal tunnel because that's what I feel I've got, like problems with my like RSI in the wrist or carpal tunnel, something like that as well. And I'm seeing a red car connected to the person as well. So whoever he's wanting to connect with may have a red car, may have carpal tunnels, can connect to the B initial or Bruce or Barry. Brian, Bruce, Brian, Barry. It's a B name. And can you place it, guys? Okay. All right, guys. I need all the components linked in here. Okay, I have to connect to the B initial. I know that the last name was changed or the lettering or something to do with the last name isn't as it was originally. That's the only way that I can say. I don't know whether it's been shortened or you know, the name's been changed or rearranged. There's something to do with the name that's been changed, but I have to place that. And there's a B connection, Bruce, Brian, Barry, something like that. Okay, Rebecca Sherwell. Your mum has a carpool tunnel. Wait a minute. Mum has carpal tunnel and drives a red car. Okay. And you have an Uncle Bruce. All right, so you've placed all of them. Because that's the name. And but can you place the name change as well? Somewhere in the family history or somewhere in the family line, the name was actually changed or altered in some way. I know that it's been I know that's been altered in some way. And I've got a gentleman in spirit. And this is the information that he's actually passing across to me. So that's how I know it. I'm also being shown a tree falling as well. So I don't know whether you can place a recent tree falling or a recent tree being cut down as well. There was an adoption. Okay, all right. It's just a name change is what I'm being spoken about. And I feel like it's a surname change. Okay, and I have to talk about a tree being fallen down or tree coming down is what they're actually showing me. But these are really specifics. The red car was really specific. The carpal tunnel was really specific. And he's giving me information relative to the person that he wants to connect to today. Okay. So I have to go with you at the moment, because I'm not seeing any other information that's relative that I can actually place. The land their family home was on was just cleared. So does that mean the trees was cut down? Because I have to talk about a tree coming down. And there would be an L connection as well with this person that's wanting to connect to. I don't know whether there's a Lewis or a Lewis or a Lucas or something along those as well. Lewis, Lucas, Lewisham, um, Lewisham. Is there an English connection with these people? I'm not quite sure. They're so cold. And one out the front. My grandfather once painted it. Okay, all right. And so your grandfather's in spirit, and that's who I feel I have for you, Bec. I feel like I have him. It's just the L. It's just so like he's just saying the little. It feels more like a male. Okay, so just hold on to that one. It feels more like a Lewis or a Lucas or a Lewis that he's given me the name. So just hold on to that, and we'll just keep that one to the side. But I do feel I have him for you. And I feel like he went over a while ago. This passing isn't new. Okay, so your grandfather's passing is relatively, on the other side of 10 years, I want to say. So I don't know whether it's 10, 12 years, something along those lines, maybe a bit longer. But he is talking about too much coming in at the present time for you. There's too much. You're overloaded, is what he's saying, and you can only do one thing at a time. And he's just saying, choose one thing and do it well. There's you're trying too hard to go in too many directions, and all it's doing is confusing yourself, and things aren't getting done properly is what he's actually talking about. He's a stickler for being thorough, okay, and I think he would have been like that in his lifetime, very thorough, very on point, very methodical, and he's just saying, there's so much going on in your world that you just don't know which way to go. You're trying to do something over here and then something else comes over and then drags your attention, and he's just saying to you, like, put it all down and do one thing and do it well. He's also talking about bringing balance into your life as well, okay, and I feel like I have to be drawn to diet with this too, because he's showing me diet. So I don't know whether there's something with your stomach that he's wanting to make a connection about, but I'm certainly not a medical doctor, and I don't presume to be one, but he's just bringing me to the stomach, and I feel like there's a little bit of upset there in that energy that's sitting there. So that might be something that you want to investigate a little bit later with a professional if you're having trouble with your stomach. Sometimes when we don't let go of energy, it just churns over, and it does give us a little bit of grievance from time to time. So it talks about emotions and letting go of all that stuff. And he just wants to let that go. I'm being given the name Amanda or Mandy as well, and I feel like I need to connect to her living, Mandy or Manda. I do feel she's a little bit distant to you, but there might be somebody in spirit for her as well that he's wanting to just say, hey, they're over here, and they're just want her to know that things are fine. So I'm just going to leave that there for you, and I hope that you can place that information, and just know that your grandfather's with you always, and he's sending love across the veil to you tonight. So there you go. Amanda is Bruce's wife. There you go. See, spirit knows these things. That's really cool. Thank you so much. Okay, where are we going to go now? Okay. Okay, guys. I am hearing the word my sister Donna. Okay, my sister Donna. So I have to talk about my sister Donna. So the person that I have in spirit is wanting to connect to somebody called Donna. So I need to place a Donna. They're really specific. My sister Donna. So who's got the Donna connection? Hi, David. Who's got the Donna connection, please? Has anybody got an auntie Donna with an uncle in spirit? I feel like I need to talk to somebody. Okay, where's the Donna connection, guys? Somebody's got a Donna connection in the family, whether it's an aunt or a sister or a cousin. I have to talk about Donna. I know that somebody can place her. And I have to place 3 children or a connection to 3 children. Donna might have been one of 3 children or has 3 children, but I have to talk about 3 children and a connection to Donna. So can somebody please place this? It's really specific, guys. If you're watching tonight, please please share and let people know that we're on live. Carly Ross, you've got a deceased mother-in-law named Donna. Okay. And would she have a brother living? She's one of 3 children. Okay. And is her brother living? She has a brother, Carly? Because I feel like that's what I'm hearing. Sister Donna. And I know that there's a 3 children connection there. There's no boy. Can anybody place a Donna with a brother? Can anybody place a Donna living for me, please? Can anybody place Donna living who has a brother in spirit? I'm quite sure on that one, Carly, so I'm just going to wait for a second because I feel like there might be some more information that's needed. Because I keep hearing my sister Donna. And so I feel as if I've got a male in spirit who's wanting to reach out to a female Donna that's living. Okay. I feel like it's a brother, Karen, that's reaching out for Donna. Okay. But spirits sometimes get it, you know, they can do it the other way. We need to place the name, but I need to place the name Donna first. And I feel like Donna has a brother and there's a connection to 3. So whether she was one of 3, or there's 3 kids that she's wanting to connect to, but there's definitely your auntie is Donna living but has no brother in spirit. Okay. Karen Gorey. His brother has passed. Okay. And the brother would have passed some time ago. Does that make sense, Karen? Her brother had 3 children. Yeah. Okay. Karen, I do feel as if I'm with you because he's like a really specific, my sister Donna. Okay. And that's the connection that he's wanting to make. And but he's just talking about the 3 children. He's talking about my sister Donna. This gentleman, I feel, would have been quite sick at the time of his passing, and so I know that it is a wasting away. I feel like the muscles are wasting. So I don't know whether you know, there's if it is a cancer related or something similar that made the body shrink, if that makes sense. So I have to place that, and I feel like I just want to connect to my family and just let them know that I'm okay. You know, I feel that it was a little bit tough at the time of his passing, and you know, it's he's just saying like people shouldn't have to watch that type of thing. That's what he's actually commenting on. And I also have to talk about I'm seeing building scaffolding or something like that as well. So I'm seeing support, if that makes sense. So I feel like he's wanting to add support or give support. And I feel like he's wanting to just connect to family to give support. So I don't know what the family's going through at the present time, but I feel like there's a little bit of waves, a little bit of turmoil going on in the family, and he's just wanting to lend support, and is a little bit frustrated. I do have to acknowledge that he went over quite some time ago, though, but he is wanting to acknowledge a sister called Donna, and he's wanting to place that information there. In regards to his name, I don't know whether there's a D connection or a D in his name, but I have to place a D initial, and I'm seeing, I want to say a Henry and a Harry's on the other side with him as well. So I feel like there's a Henry or a Harry on the other side with him, or I don't know what else you'd have as a H really, but I have to place that as well with a D in the name is what I'm being given. I can only go with what Spirit gives me, so I just have to pass that across. And I know that you will place it, but he's just wanting to lend support. This is the message, Karen. He's wanting to lend support for the family in what they're going through. He's acknowledging that his passing might have been a little bit traumatic for people near and around, and he's just, saying that he understands and just wants them to know that he's in a good place, and that he's fine, he's peaceful, and that there's no trauma, or there's no everything's effortless now, is what he's actually saying. Everything's effortless now. Don't know what you're saying yes to, Karen, but I'm going to pass that message across. If you could somehow pass it on to his family, just to let them know that that he's okay, and he's just sending love and blessings. A little bit distant, but we've placed him anyway, so thank you for taking him. Okay. Okay, I just want to say a quick hi to everybody that's joining tonight. I am doing a mediumship show, and I'm going to where Seven Spirit jumps in, and hoping that you can actually place them tonight. So I can see all your beautiful messages, and I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me. If you feel that somebody may have come through for you tonight, but it hasn't been acknowledged, please contact us, and we can certainly book you in for a private reading and bring that person through for you. If you have had somebody come through tonight and you want further information, likewise, you can contact us on office.ozpsychicbarber@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to read from you. I have some spaces available next week, and we do have different reading prices also available as well, but I think for mediumship the best one is the hour, and that's $150, which is the most popular one. So yeah, if you feel that you do want to talk to your loved one, please private message me, and we'll book you in for a private reading. Okay, let me see where we're going now. Oh, I know this is really random, guys, and you're probably going to laugh at me, but I'm actually hearing Dolly Parton's song 9 to 5. Now, that's not uncommon for me, because you know how much of a huge Dolly fan I am, but I am hearing 9 to 5. So I have to place 9 to 5 somewhere here for you guys. So either somebody's heard the song 9 to 5 in today and have been listening to it, or somehow it's come up, but I feel like I have to make reference to the song 9 to 5. Thank you, Karen. I always try and dress up for you guys. My shirt. I have this beautiful silk tie on today. This is a like beautiful silk and a beautiful pin that my professor. Where's my yellow hair, David? No, not in your Nelly. Nadia doesn't want to work 9 to 5. Come on, guys. Somebody's been bopping around to Dolly. Okay. Washington State's joining. Hi, how you going? I know that there's a connection here to 9 to 5, and because I can hear Dolly's song 9 to 5, so I don't know whether somebody's heard Dolly Parton today or there's a reference actually to. Oh, look, there you go, Jackie O'Sullivan. You and your sister-in-law sung it in the car yesterday. See, there's always a relevance here. Okay. I know that this song's come up for somebody, and I know that it's come up in the last day or so, and I know so it's real fresh on their mind, fresh on the mind, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm having a bit of a chuckle because I'm like, really, you're gonna make me say Dolly, and everyone's gonna go, oh my god, it's just because you want it, but no, somebody's been playing Dolly in the car, and Jackie's saying that you and your sister-in-law sung it in the car yesterday. And would it make sense, Jackie, that there is a female in spirit, and I have to connect to breast cancer on this one? So I know that somewhere there's a breast cancer connection, and you know, I feel as if there's a breast cancer connection and a connection to the song 9 to 5 as well. Kate's been listening to Dolly, but not that song. Okay. Okay, there's a connection to breast cancer, guys. I've got a lady in spirit. Oh my God, who are you? David, it's all right. I blocked it. You guys are so cute. Oh my goodness, you make me laugh. David, you're a champion. Go get him. All right, so Jackie, auntie with breast cancer, it runs in the family. Another aunt had her breast removed. Okay, Jackie, I feel like I'm with you. Okay, so I have to connect to breast cancer, and I don't know if you guys know, but Dolly's just released another song only this week. It's a combination song for breast cancer. I feel like I have that auntie that is connected to breast cancer, and you know, the 9 to 5, of course, in the car as well. So I have to acknowledge that you know, I do have your auntie. Bless her heart. She's actually beautiful, okay? And this is the one that's passed from the breast-related cancer that I have. And she's telling me just how sore her back was as well. So I feel like it may have actually gone to her back or her spine. Don't need to give you too much information because she's been quite specific, which is fantastic when spirits can do that for me. You know, and I think the Dolly song and the breast cancer was on point, and it's so easy for a medium when they're actually so clear, which is beautiful. So I do have your aunt with me, and she's just acknowledging just the beautiful energy that's near and around you at the present time. Now, I don't know who's painting their house or looking at painting their house, but you know, I have to acknowledge colors and choice of colors, and she's just wanting to say, go bright, go bright, go vibrant, put some light in there. And I also have to talk about sunshine for you as well. So I don't know if there's the name Sunny is anywhere for any of you, the name Sunny, or somebody got called Sunny, but I'm seeing the like a sunshine. It's like a sunshine picture. So I don't know whether there's a color or paint or something that you're looking at, that's sunshine or something along those lines, but I have to you know, I have to pass that across as well. So I've got your auntie. I know she's talking about breast cancer. I know it's definitely her. She's got really incredible eyes as well, and I just feel like I have to you know, I have to talk about that as well. And what else have I got here? I feel like there's and Mom, I know what you're going to say, but so now I can see you talking about the so many colors. Do you pick up a name at all? I make bath bombs, lots of colors. Do I pick up a name from your auntie? Is that what you're asking me? Only if they give it across, okay? Only if they give it across. And I don't know. I know that there's a Dawn connection here as well. Dawn, D-A-W-N, Dawn. I have to place that too. Okay, Jackie. Not sure of the colors, but I feel like I'm wanting to brighten things up a little bit. Okay, and I feel like there's an Auntie Dawn or a Dawn that's coming in for you as well, or you can connect to somebody called Dawn. And she's just wanting to, like, the auntie that I've got is not giving me any other relevance other than what I'm passing across. And Jackie, where's the Isabel connection for you? Isabel or Bella? I have to place that as well, but I feel like she's wanting to talk about a younger person in the family this time. But I have to place the Bella that she's talking about. Okay. Um, all right. Anyway, Jackie, I have your auntie here. She's not giving me a name. I have to give you the name Dawn, and I feel like I've got the name Isabel or Isabel as well that I need to bring in and place there too. I don't want to spend too much time because I definitely have that based on the information that I've been given, the connection to Dolly Parton and the breast cancer. I have to talk about your auntie. I feel like what was separated is coming together. That's the message that she's passing across. So I have to acknowledge that there's been a disconnection in the family somewhere, and that she's just assuring me that, you know, things are actually coming back together or coming full circle, if that makes sense. And so she's just saying, don't worry about it. You know, you don't have to stress too much. It will come around and it will come back together again. So wherever the distance is in the family, it's going to solder back together again. But don't step on toes is the message that she's saying. Let it lie and don't bring it up, okay? Let it lie and don't bring it up. So I'm going to leave that with you, Jackie. I'm going to move on to the next one. Guys, I can see you all commenting about how your family hasn't come through. I don't have any control over that. It is whatever spirit comes forward. It's not that I just pick one. I profile what I actually get and they step forward. So I guess it is whoever comes to the line first. So I am sorry if your loved ones aren't coming forward. But you know, if you can always book a private reading and I'll bring them forward for you. So you know, the email is jumping across the bottom of the screen, office.ozpsychicbarber@gmail.com. And if you know, haven't got people coming forward, then it might be best to book a private reading and we'll get them through that way. Okay, but I can definitely get them through. But when you're doing a live show or you're doing a live read or a platform show, which I guess this sort of is, you know, it is whoever comes to you know, comes to the line first, if that makes sense. So yeah, we'll just see where it is. But yeah, I can only go with who jumps through. Okay, let's have a look. Thanks, Trisha. Kate's given hers a kick up the butt. Yeah, Nadia, look, it's not really, because it's like whoever my guides bring through, so I don't control that. Like, I let my guides deal with that, and then they just bring somebody forward. So it's not like I have 55,000 people coming through. I might get a double link to having the, having the same information. But I've got some pretty incredible guides, and they sort of like hold the fort, I guess. So they're the bouncers at the gate. And I've got some pretty good help on the other side, which is amazing. Hi Heather, how are you going? Look, if you do find some of the readings and you do find information that you can place, by all means, please take the message that it is your loved one. And we say that in every show, we say that, if you can place points in the reading, please take it as if your loved one is actually coming forward. And just know that they're there and that they are around you. So I think that's pretty important for you to take the messages, because they do come forward, guys. They come forward in song, they come forward in memories, they come forward with little things that they actual like little handwriting notes, and just whatever is making you think. Sometimes it smells, you smell something, you think, oh, that reminds me of Nana, or or that reminds me of my uncle, or that song reminds me of my brother who we played at his funeral, like things like that. So please know that when these things come through, spirit is trying to connect you, and they are trying to reach out. So listen, always listen when you're in a situation like this. When I'm doing the live readings, listen, okay, because I may not have all of the points that's going to bring your loved one through, but some of the points will connect, and some of those points will be relative to your loved one. So please take the message, okay? Hi, Rach, how you going? Thank you. All right, so let's see what else we've got. We've only got a little bit of time left, guys. It's gone really fast today, hasn't it? Let me have a look, see who we have. All right, so guys, I've got a Norm or a Norman. Norm or Norman. I have to contact a Norm. Norm or Norman. Norman. A little bit earlier, I also saw a guy on a horse, guy. So I don't know whether somebody was connected to the D-Day beaches in Normandy, and it might be a reference to that as well. But I feel like I've got a war connection with this person, and I have to talk about. I feel like I want to talk about Norm something. Norm could be Normandy, the D-Day connection, the war there. But I know that this person is military. I know that he's got a military connection there, and he's very loyal. He's very upright, and he may have actually passed in the war. And so this could be a grandfather or a great grandfather. Can you place that, guys? Can anybody place a grandfather or a family member that was military? And I feel like he had a gimpy leg. I know that sounds really harsh, but hey, can only go with what spirit says. And I feel like there's something crappy with my leg. Yeah, but this is specific to the D-Day beaches, Karen. I feel like it's specific. Your grandmother's surname was Norman. My grandfather was in the war, but I don't know the specifics. My grandmother's surname. My grandmother's surname. Megan or Megan. Can you place a connection to the war there? Medals that the family would have. Medals. Maybe bits of uniform as well. I feel like there's war memorabilia. I have to connect to war memorabilia. So I don't know, Megan, whether you can place war memorabilia or if there's something that belonged to one of them. War regalia. My grandfather's name was Neil and he went to war. He had many medals. Okay. I'm just trying to get some more information for you guys, so just bear with me. He's a little bit slow. I feel like he would have had a war injury as well. So I don't know whether he had something in his leg or something to do with his leg, but I feel like he had a gimpy leg. There's no other way to say it. I feel like one leg's shorter than the other one, and I have to place that. I'm very proud. Okay, I'm very proud of my war medals. I'm very proud of my connection there. I feel like I've got a bad leg as well. Yes, Nadia, I'm aware of that. I can only go with what Spirit's given me at the moment. So I'm not saying it out of just saying it. This is what the actual Spirit's showing me. So just bear with me while I let them talk because they are being really specific with some details here. So I'm going to go with the Norman. I have to talk about that. You know, and what do we got here? Okay, grandfather was in a war, but not Normandy, but his brother was Norm. Okay, and so his brother was Norman, and there was a female as well. Would that make sense? Rach, can you place a Norman or a Norm or a Norman? That doesn't matter which war. I'm just giving the reference of the war, okay? But I know that I've got a gimpy leg, and I know it's from the war. And I also know that there's medals there, and there might be some other war memorabilia as well. But I feel like I need to talk. I have to mention Norm, so I'm just going to leave that there and just hold it to the side a little bit, okay? So if you can't place the Norm, but you can place the rest of it. I also need to talk about I wore a ring. Okay, I wore a ring. So I don't know whether it's a signet ring or a little bit earlier I had somebody that had I was going to say Knights Templar, but it's a little bit more forward than that one. A Masonic ring, okay, and I feel like I wore a ring as well, so I have to acknowledge the ring on this person or with somebody they're trying to connect because I'm being shown the ring, the Masonic ring. I think it's a compass and something. I can't remember what's on it. But I have to talk about that because they're making a conversation about my apron, and I've been researching aprons recently for something I'm working on, and the Masonic Lodge is very specific with aprons, and there's symbolic thing behind the apron and what it represents. So I know that I have to talk about the apron, which is really funny. And I feel like I need to mention the Masonic Lodge or mention a ring, a Masonic ring or something like that. And I feel like there's medals or something like medals that I've received. I know there's a war connection. And there might be, there's a connection to a Norman, the name there. Is anyone placing this information? Not really specific about it. Need to talk about Sarah as well. Okay, have to talk about Sarah. Rachel, can you place a Masonic ring in your family? Because I know your sister's Sarah. My pop was in the war. I was highly spoken of at this funeral. My pop wore a ring. It had black. My pop was in the war. Oh my God, who are you? Yeah, well done, Karen. Oh, look at that. Weirdos. We don't want that. Yeah, Karen Baker, I totally agree, no matter who they were. I think they've done an incredible job. He had a great granddaughter, Sarah, your cousin. Okay. So my grandpa brothers were Ken and Johnny. No, Norman, that I'm aware of. My grandpa was a Masonic Lodge member, and his dad, my dad, has had all my grandpa's medals, but they were stolen in 2015 home. Nothing recovered. Thanks, honey. My grandpa was Ken and Johnny. Rach, I feel like I'm with you. Just bear with me, guys. So I feel like I've got your grandfather with me, Rachel, and he's got the gimpy leg. There's a war connection there. I know that there's medals he's wanting to mention, and he was quite proud of them. I also really get the Masonic connection here because I'm being shown the ring. So I don't know whether he had a Masonic ring, but I feel as if it's definitely something there. And I'm also being given the name Sarah as well. And I think your sister's name is Sarah, isn't it? And oh, your dad has a ring too. Okay. All right. So this is your dad's dad then. That makes sense, right? Your dad's dad? I didn't know that your dad was a Masonic member. That's really cool. Yeah, because he's admiring my apron and he's like, oh, I like that. Yeah, I thought Sarah was your little sister. So I'm getting the thumbs up. I just feel like Sarah's battle has been a little bit hard lately. And he's just wanting to let me know that he's holding space for her. Okay, that's the words. I'm holding space for her. And I'm just feeling as if, things are a little bit hard. He's also talking about somebody's medication being changed. Again, I'm not a medical doctor, but I can only pass across the information that they're passing through. And he's just talking about medication being changed or medication being altered as well. I'm hearing the name Dave or David, also David. So I have to pass that across as well, Dave or David. So I don't know whether you can place Dave or David, but I have to talk about that as well. And I'm hearing upgrade. Okay, he's wanting to say upgrade, and I feel like there's a new car coming, or somebody's upgrading a vehicle, or upgrading a car is what he's wanting to make reference to. He's very matter-of-fact kind of person. Will say it how it is. He doesn't fluff around with anything. And he's just wanting to say to you that you're overthinking things, and he's making it really clear. You're overthinking things. You're sort of like digging the hole for yourself and putting yourself in it, if that makes sense. And I know with fibromyalgia, you do overthink things. I have the same condition, and I'm always being told off for overthinking things. And it's not something that you're wanting to do, is just something that automatically happens. And so I just want to say he's acknowledging that, Rach, and just try and break that pattern where you can. Take a mind break, take a mind leave, because it is sort of like getting you down a little bit in that overthinking anxiety type of energy, but he's just talking about Sarah as well, and just, you know, letting me know how she's going. And he's just saying, you know, it's been a little bit tough recently, but she's gonna she'll get through it. And you know, she's always stronger than anybody thinks. And I just want to pass that message on. He's just wanting to hold space for the whole family, because I feel as is that, you know, there is a little bit of disconnection there. I don't know whether that's due to COVID or everybody's just in separate directions, but coming together is the word I want to say. So I feel as if it's well overdue for a family get together and bringing everybody forward. I think that's his message. He's just saying he's fine, he's happy, cranky as always. And, you know, he's just wanting to pass some love across and just say, be kind to yourself. You know, you always worry and you're always worrying about other people. So it's time to actually, you know, worry about yourself for some time. So look at that, his birthday, 11/11/22, 22, 33, 44, which is an 8 number. Okay, 22/11/11. That's really cool. Anyway, he's sending some love across to you. He's letting you know that you're fine, and just wants to send love and blessings. Okay, so yeah, I'll leave that with you, Rach. Very cool. I'd love to see a picture of that ring. I think that'd be really cool. So if your dad's got a picture of his ring, that would be awesome. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there for now with the mediumship. And what I'm going to do is just really quickly answer some yes/no questions for people that might have a question. So, oh my gosh, look at these guys tonight. Yeah, that would be amazing. Even a picture of your granddad, please. I'd love to see a picture of your granddad because he's pretty strong. Thanks, baby. All right, guys, some quick yes/no questions, and then I'm going to jump off for tonight. I hope that you've enjoyed it. It's always a little bit tricky doing a platform show on this type of forum because you've got to wait for the response to come back, and then you've got to place it, and you can't actually see the people. So it is a little bit more difficult to work with on you know, on this type of platform. But please rest assured, if you're watching tonight, your loved ones are with you. Doesn't mean they're not here because they haven't come forward, if that makes sense. So you know, just know that they are with you always. Just because they're passed over doesn't mean, you know, they exit stage left and they don't come back, if that makes sense. So please know that they are with you. If anybody's interested in a private reading, please message me. You know, your loved ones haven't come through tonight, I will get them through when you book your reading. And you can see the email coming across the bottom of the screen, office.ozpsychicbarber@gmail.com. In tonight's event, you will have, I've profiled spirits that have come forward, but I can see everybody's, you know, desperate messages, and I just want to send out love to each and every one of you who and hold space for you, because I know it's really hard when you have a loved one in spirit and you're thinking of them all the time, and you know, you are wanting to connect to them, and I wish that I could bring every single one of them forward for you, but you know, I can only offer so much of my time, and I can only get through who gets through first, I guess. But you know, please message me if you do want a reading, and I will bring your loved ones forward for you. And you will get messages that way. Sometimes the information is a little bit sensitive that has to come through as well. So my guides will pick and choose which ones are allowed, which ones they allow, and which ones they don't allow. So it is totally out of my hands, and you know, I feel as if I can only do as best I can with the spirits that I have. So I'm sending love across, and just hope that you understand. I haven't ignored your messages. I've seen each and every one of you, and I'm sending love and abundance to you all for today. All right, let's have a look at these. Where am I going to go? Karen, I do see your financial abundance coming forward, but I feel you need to do the groundwork. It's not going to come. It's not just going to land in your lap, if that makes sense. I feel like you need to actually get out there and do it. So, a little bit of hard work is going to go a long way. So that's what I feel is if going to happen there. You can't just expect it to land. You need to get out there and hunt it. But I do feel that the abundance will come forward. So don't stress about it. I think on the other side of April next year, things will be a little bit freer and a little bit easier for you. So I just want to acknowledge that. David, I feel like yes, vaguely on that one. Yes, vaguely. The easiest way to do that is to do a DNA test, one of those family DNA tests through ancestry.com, and that Aboriginal connection will come up in there. But I think vaguely is the word that they're actually passing across there. Alex Barrett, yes. New career is good. It feels fresh, and I think that you're going to enjoy it, okay? Love you too, Rach. Will I get into my own business online, Bec? Nadia, I want to pause on that one. I don't think the timing's right, okay? So I want to say get the foundations right before you launch, and, make sure it's sustainable. Do your market research and, get your figures in and all that sort of stuff. So preparation and foundation work is what I want to say to you to do at the present time before you actually launch into it. Lisa Marie Curtis, will you find yourself in a better situation? Lisa, I feel like I want to go to the mindset on this one and change the mind about things. You can see the negative in things, or you can see the positive. And I'm just feeling a little bit flat with you, sweetheart. And I want to bring you up a little bit, build you up a little bit, and get you to look at the I am, I can, I will, rather than I won't, I can't, I don't. Change the way you're thinking about things. And when you change the way you're thinking about things, your world will change around. So to be in a better place, change your mind, okay? And I have 3 things that I always say: focus, believe, achieve. Okay, focus, believe, achieve. And anything is possible. So I'm going to leave you with that one. Chantel, I feel like I want to get out of that one, babe. I feel like I know what you're doing, but I just feel like I'm exhausted and I want to sidestep and specialize. Okay. So I feel like I want to bring in a bit more study, and I want to bring in a bit of a specialist field as well. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. Opportunity knocks is what Spirit's telling me. So I'm going to leave you with that one. Will your test results be okay? Alicia, I feel like a discussion around your tests, okay? I feel like there's discussion around your tests. I don't know whether you have to have more or whether you have to have it redone, but I feel like discussion is around those tests. So I'll just hold that one. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave it there for tonight. David, I'm having a bit of a laugh here. Will my wedding in 2 years end up going ahead? I forgot to ask as well. I forgot to ask that as well. Are you telling me you forgot to ask the person to marry you in 2 years, or will it go ahead? I think only you can decide that one, sweetie. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. The next banter is Wednesday, and I hope that you've all enjoyed tonight. A bit of a special. I don't always do the mediumship shows, but I do try and treat you to one occasionally, and I will do it on a regular basis, but it's just a matter of when, because I know that you like the cards as well, and I've got some beautiful new cards coming in too from Animal Dreaming Publishing. So I'm going to leave that with you guys. Please, feel free to go back over the banter and have a listen to the messages, because I know that there's a message for each and every one of you. And I just want to say, have an incredible week. Be safe. Don't be silly. And, we'll all get through this together. It's been hard times. Everything's in retrograde. And, we just need to be patient with life at the moment. So be gentle, be easy, and find something to be grateful for. Going to leave it there, guys. Have an incredible week, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you for joining.